Hi, I'm Harold Bell, and this is the Legends of Inside Sports and the Way We Were. Well, we're heading into Black History Month. Today is the second day of February. We got a very real special show for you today. I'm going out to Indianapolis, Indiana to visit my friend who is a transplant from Cleveland and went out to Indiana where he is now a syndicated columnist, um, outstanding syndicated talk radio show host, minister. This brother does it all. Also, you can catch him on the blog on blackmeninamerica.com where he is a conspirator with myself. And today we are going to be talking to that smiling young man that you see over my left shoulder there, Mr. Mike Ramey. How you doing, Mike?
Doing fine, Coach. How about yourself?
Hey, man, I feel great, man. Great day here in Washington. A little cold for this time of year. You know, that's one thing I love about this area, man. If you don't like the weather, just wait a minute. It will change. You got you, you guys are on the other end out there.
Well,
Mike,
you know what they say. If you want to get hot, just rub two politicians together.
oh yeah, that's right. That is so right. And speaking of politics, did you get a chance to take in the State of the Union the other night? And what was your take on that?
I just think that I just think the sad thing about the State of the Union is the fact that we as a country have just gotten so uncivilized in respecting our authorities. It's tragic. It was tragic when Obama was giving his State of the Union one year, and some congressman said that you lie, and then now we got a new president, and we got new supposedly we got some new attitudes in Washington, but now you got the other party sitting there frowning, making faces, and they're not showing respect. It's like if you don't show respect to somebody, how are you going to have them respect you when it's your turn?
Yeah, that's you're right. That is the sad part, man. The sad part is that we have all America looking on, man, especially our young people saying, "This is our leadership. This is our leadership." That is a sad commentary in itself, man. And I want to thank you, man, for sending that column to me on Coach John Scalerno's from who was one of the great college baseball coaches of all time. That article on him, widening the plate, do not widen the plate, says a lot about what's going on in America today and exactly where we are, man. We don't respect each other, you know?
No, we don't. In fact, it got me thinking about black athletes in general. The black athlete today, they're spoiled.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, when you look back at Ali, Jim Brown, the brothers from the Olympics during the '60s, it's like, hey, we were still fighting. They were still fighting. Not only were they fighting for their right to be respected as men, but they were also still fighting against institutional racism in sports.
Mm-hmm. And Mike, you got a great point there when you say today's athletes are spoiled. And I happened to be a witness to that the other night. I've covered locker rooms from Major League Baseball, the NFL, to NBA locker rooms. And man, I saw something the other night, man, that made my stomach turn as I was covering the Wizards and the Thunder I got a young man that's working with me. I'm trying to break him in. A very bright guy, a young man by the name of Chris Johnson. So he goes out to the Wizards game with me, and the Wizards surprised the Thunder the other night without John Wall, who, as you know, is out for 2 months. So
Yep.
the Thunder had an 8 game winning streak. You know, they got Westbrook and they got with James Harden and Carmelo Anthony. I guess they thought they were come in here and walk through the Wizards. Well, they were in for a surprise. The Wizards played the best team game I've seen them play all year. I mean, they played. I mean, they hustled, they dived after balls, and the most amazing part, they held Westbrook to 13 points. That's unheard of. So
Mm-hmm.
any, so anyway, they end up winning the game. So I asked my young man to, you go cover the winners locker room, which was the Wizards, and let me go and see what's happening over here with the Thunder. And we'll, as media waits out for the coach to come out, and Coach Donovan came out, class act, really a class act, went through, made no excuses, and it was the Wizards' night, man, and they played great on defense, offense, got the loose balls, and he did his thing. So we had to wait outside the locker room until the players it was our time to go in and interview the players. Well, man, we were out there from anywhere from 20 to 30 minutes. I'm not sure just how long. But when we finally went into the locker room to interview the players, most of the guys had left, except, the 3 guys got to stay around: Harden, Carmelo, and Westbrook. And all 3 of these guys like lockers right beside each other. Now the media is standing there waiting for them. We are 2 to 3 feet away from them. You understand? And they got this area where each athlete will come up and do his thing, answer questions. Well, these 3 guys sat down there with towels wrapped around them after coming out of the shower for about 15 minutes, lollygagging. Then the 3 of them went back into the shower, came back out and sat around for another 10, 15 minutes, man. And everybody is looking, I said, man, these guys are really tripping. This was orchestrated. It seemed like they wanted to make the media suffer and wait because they had a bad game or whatever it was. But I'm saying we are 2 feet away from them. You know what I did? I left, man. I said, man, I don't need this. This is ridiculous, man. They are a bunch of spoiled kids, man. And the
Mm-hmm.
PR guy is standing right there with them, man. So I said, man, this is a new day. I agree.
Oh yeah, yeah, and then when you stop and think about, like I said, Black History Month, you stop and think about the Harlem Globetrotters, and I saw that picture of you and Curly Neal,
Mm-hmm.
one of my favorites from the Trotters, and you stop and think that the Harlem Globetrotters, if it wasn't for the Harlem Globetrotters, you would have no NBA.
Right. They saved the NBA. They saved it. You're right.
Yeah, they paved the way for the NBA at a time when nobody wanted to watch 5 white boys bounce a basketball. Now they wanted to watch the Harlem Globetrotters, but the NBA came to Abe Saperstein and asked him to have the Globetrotters play the first game of doubleheaders, and then they would bring in the NBA team to play a regular game after the Globetrotters to hopefully get some crowd. Now,
Mm-hmm.
the NBA is so spoiled. Just like the NFL lost 30% of its viewership in the last year from 16 to 17, and they're still out here with this yada yada take a knee, and it's like, like they say, if you don't learn from history, you're doomed to repeat it.
That's right. That is so right, man. As we look at Black History Month, of course, you got the Super Bowl coming up, the 50th Super Bowl in Minnesota, and it's New England versus Philadelphia. And I guess we must say that Philadelphia is a surprise team going out to the Super Bowl because one of the things that happened to them, they lost their starting quarterback at the beginning of the season. And they had
Mm-hmm.
this new guy come on, Nick Foles, and take them all the way. But they're facing the top quarterback to ever play the game. The top coach, you got to say, you got to put Bill Belichick up ahead of anybody else, including one of my favorite, Vince Lombardi. This guy, they have built a dynasty out there, man, that, that's just unstoppable. Well, how do you see the Super Bowl, and does Philadelphia stand a chance?
Well, Philadelphia is no fluke. Uh, the Vikings were a fluke. They had one play, and that was it. They had one good play, like one trick pony, and the Eagles just stomped all over their opponent. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
But here's the dirty on the Eagles. They had one of their players come out this week and say if they won the championship, if they beat Brady, they were not going to go to the White House for Trump. The player was not going to go talk to Trump. I said that just cost him the game.
Yeah, that wasn't too smart. He should have saved that till after the Super Bowl was over.
Yeah, but like I said, it goes back to respect. It's like old school players would they'd smile, they'd talk about the game, they wouldn't be insulting nobody, they wouldn't be saying stupid stuff that'll make it in the paper, and then remember Rocky IV when he had to fight Drago, and he was taking clips from Drago, interviews with Drago, and putting them on his mirror and making Drago his target. That's exactly what pro sports teams do. You say something stupid in the media, they'll paste it up all over the locker room and use that as an incentive to go out and just wail on you. But like I said, the comments of that coach, the comments of that Philadelphia player, and then the media making fun of Tom Brady being kissed by his son.
Wow.
I said, now look, we're trying to make boys boys. We ain't trying to make boys girls.
Mm-hmm.
So when a father shows affection to his son, even Tom Brady, it's like, come on, man. It's like it's kind of funny. This is also Valentine's Day comes up this month, and like I like to say, the feminists like to kind of calm down during Valentine's Day, so men will pay them tribute with candy and chocolate, this, that, and the other. So they can go out and gripe for the next 11 months about what we don't do for them. But that's another story for another day. But even in the sports world, you've got female athletes that, confidentially, even the Williams sisters have smelled the funk under their arms a couple of times. And I've had to look at them like, are you sure y'all are black?
Mm-hmm.
But no, this is the last call for football, and for people to be down at Brady and Belichick. And of course, I'm a little biased because we're gonna pick up their offensive coordinator as our new head coach here with the Colts. But that's another story for another day. But it's just sad watching a lot of sports failing to go back to the basics. There's no discipline. There's no respect. You got these guys out of shape, out of condition, playing in these major games, even in high school, getting hurt because they're not paying attention to conditioning. They're not paying attention to what they're supposed to be doing as far as keeping in shape. Now that's where Lombardi has it over Belichick, in that Lombardi did stress conditioning, but he also stressed, hey, this is a game where you play hurt. You play this game hurt sometimes. Belichick don't like that.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm looking forward to a good game on Sunday. I mean, I just hope it's not a blowout.
Yeah. Well, speaking of hurt, Mike, Gronk is returning, man, and that's a big lift for the New England Patriots with Gronk returning, man. I think he's one of the keys to the victory because he's like sometimes man among boys out there running against those linebackers and defensive backs, man. He has the advantage. He's an outstanding tight end, man, and I think that really gives New England the advantage over Philadelphia. And Philadelphia has a great defense. Make no mistake about it. That is why they are in the Super Bowl
Right,
because of their defense.
right. And that's what's going to be the key. But where there was a mistake made in the championship game against the Patriots, the other team, the runner-up, had a good defense too, but they didn't play 60 minutes.
Right.
And if the Eagles don't play 60 minutes, they're not going to have a chance.
Yeah.
Because the key is you got to keep Brady off the field.
Yes, no doubt about that.
You got to slow down whatever they're doing, and you basically have to keep Brady off the field and make the key plays. If you're a good defense, if you're a solid defense, Brady should be on the ground 6 or 7 times during the game. His uniform shouldn't be cleaner than an oyster's.
I don't think it will in the Super Bowl. I don't think it will. What about James Harrison getting the last laugh, leaving Pittsburgh, and now, of course, he's a starting linebacker or somewhere they're going to have him in that game in the Super Bowl. He's getting the last laugh and look like Mike Tomlin is on the hot seat. I doubt that they're going to fire Mike Tomlin, even though he did make some serious mistakes in the playoffs. I don't think he's going anywhere. But James Harrison made the best move he could have made. There's no way that you could be mad at James Harrison. If he wanted playing time, he wasn't getting it there. So he went to the next best team, and that was, of course, New England. Now he's looking good.
Yeah, and see, that was smart. That was smart. That was like Bryant going to the championship team last year. People made fun of him moving to another team, and he got a championship ring to show for it. Same thing with the brother that's going to the Pats, and he's in the Super Bowl.
Right.
And no, I don't think Coach Mike is going to be in trouble for next year. They'll let him stay for another year.
Yeah, I think so.
I mean, he has just basically bought himself another year because he got to the big dance.
Right.
But Pittsburgh, as an old Central Division, because like I said, I was growing up, hey, living in Cleveland, you were for the Browns. And when the Pittsburgh Steelers came to town and they played those 2 games a year against Browns, that was like, hey, that was blood day, man.
Yeah, that was
we
war.
Didn't like the Steelers. Still don't like the Steelers.
Yeah, that was war. There's no doubt about it.
One thing I can say about the Steelers, though, is that under Coach Mike this year in the game, that last game that they played, they looked tired. Mm-hmm. They weren't firing on all 4 cylinders. They weren't as aggressive as they used to be. But that's because Coach Mike didn't get all the tools that he wanted, or he didn't use the tools that he had.
Yeah, he didn't use the tools that he had, really. He made some mistakes in play calling. Mm-hmm.
Right.
Roger Goodell.
That's why I like one thing I like about Belichick is that he is of the school that he will get whatever tools he needs to make the Patriots great.
Yeah.
If he had to trade T.O., if he had to, I believe it was T.O., but he knows the right time to get rid of somebody and the right time to bring somebody in. And interestingly enough, Belichick got run out of town in Cleveland when he coached there, assistant coach there, head coach there, and now look where he is.
Yeah. Yeah, right.
And really, Belichick's on business cards, Belichick should have printed "How you like me now."
Yeah, right, right. Well, another interesting note that came out of the Super Bowl as they prepare for the big game on Sunday is Roger Goodell made it clear that it's up to the owners to make up their own rosters. And of course, he was talking about none other than Colin Kaepernick. He's saying, man, I can't tell these owners who to hire. They make up their own roster. So Colin Kaepernick has filed a grievance against the NFL, which I don't think is really going anywhere. But I think I like what Roger said. Hey, man, it's up to the owners. The owners are the ones and of course we have no black owners in the NFL. So hey, man, I don't Colin Kaepernick. I don't think he wants to come back, but there's little or no chance that he will come back. I mean, he missed a whole year now, and they have set their sights on moving forward without him. How do you see that? How do you evaluate that whole situation?
Okay, Kaepernick was a mediocre quarterback, third string when he was playing. He wasn't all that good. Now he had his bright spot, but basically him taking a knee was to get attention drawn to himself and try to get some playing time instead of being a man and asked to be traded to a team that would play him. Now, see, NFL teams are like any other businesses. They don't take black eyes very well. And Kaepernick tried his best to basically heighten his stock, but he cost the NFL 30% of their viewership. And when a black brother was talking about buying a team and wanted to bring in Kaepernick, as a quarterback, Kaepernick turned him down and said he wanted to be part owner.
Which will never happen.
So it's not about playing, it's about power. Mm-hmm. And I hate to say it, but his little Muslim girlfriend is pumping his head full of stuff so she can look good. Mm-hmm. Well, and that's what is making. That's what really Kaepernick is not being ruled by the right head, if you know what I mean.
Yeah. Well, one of the things too that we overlook, Mike, is that really the architect behind this whole Colin Kaepernick thing is the same guy who's the architect behind the 1968 boycotts in the Olympics in Mexico. Dr. Harry Edwards. You know, Dr. Harry Edwards is closely associated with the 49ers. He's been in their front office for a long time when it comes to player relationships. And Colin Kaepernick is one of his boys. So I'm almost sure, 99%, that this was Harry Edwards' idea, and it brought attention to what's going on with the NFL players, what's going on with black men being shot down in our streets. But now it seems to have fizzled out. I don't know exactly where they stand now. That you hardly hear a whisper. So I don't know what's going on.
Well, in my humble opinion, IMHO, the good doctor picked the wrong man as one who was going to call attention to the plight, to our plight, because Colin, like I said, if he would have got Jim Brown, if he would have got Jerry Rice, if he would have got any one of a number of people, brothers, to take a stand, folk would have paid attention. But Colin was a mediocre player.
Okay.
You don't pick a mediocre player to make your point. You can't do that. It doesn't make sense because, like they say, if Colin doesn't play, that doesn't mean that the San Francisco is not going to advance. They're not going to play. You get the regular quarterback sitting down, taking a knee, et cetera, et cetera. Then you've got something going on. And you also have to remember that we're living in a 24-hour-a-day media cycle. People don't have that much emotional energy to spend on a lot of things. Mm-hmm. And then part of the problem too is that the brothers that were shot, in some cases, they were caught dirty. Once the investigations were finished, because like I said, in my career, I've covered enough police action shootings to know the process. Hands up, don't shoot. That didn't take place. The brother that got choked out in New York City by that rookie cop, that was sad. But again, black folk that are abused by law enforcement need to take the next step, which is you sue those police departments down to their socks. See, it's pretty hard. You don't win police action shootings. We had a rash of them here in Indianapolis for years. And folk finally realized you don't win police action shootings against the police department in the mayor's office. You win them in the courts and in the pocketbook. You start taking money away from the police department, they're gonna be just like Barney Fife. They're gonna have one bullet left, and you can't shoot nobody with one bullet.
Yeah, well, Mike, we're gonna talk about that later because I would love to get in a conversation with you about brutality in our police departments, and especially.
I'm not saying there's not brutality.
Yeah.
And matter of fact, one of the most dangerous jobs to be in is not being a black man on the streets. It's being an undercover black cop on the streets.
Well, no doubt about it. No doubt about it.
Because you got white cops that basically don't care.
Yeah.
They'll shoot a brother with a badge just as soon as they'll shoot anybody else. And notice when they shoot black detectives or black police officers, when there was one of the Barney Miller episodes had Sergeant Harris was shot by a rookie white cop, and that was the whole tone of the show, and that was a good show. But you've got, unfortunately, you've got some cops that are trained, some white cops are trained. It's not by accident that the police silhouettes on the range are black.
Yeah.
And I'll just leave that there.
Yeah, leave that there. We'll get back to that at another show. But one of the big blockbuster trades leading up to the Super Bowl was Alex Smith leaving Kansas City, coming to Washington, and Kirk Cousins out of here. Now here these two guys are starting quarterbacks. Both of them had great years. This was a blockbuster trade. I think it was a smart trade on the Washington Redskins because Kirk Cousins was getting out of here, and they will get absolutely nothing for him. So making the trade for Alex Smith, man, that's kudos to me, to the Washington Redskins, because I think it was a move they knew they had to make, and they wanted to get something at least for Kirk Cousins. Now Kirk Cousins, I guess is gone with the Kansas City and Andy Reid up there, and Andy Reid may find a way to finally win, come back to a Super Bowl with Kirk Cousins. What's your take?
But you also got to keep in mind too that before this disastrous NFL season, profit-wise, you wouldn't have seen a trade like that.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, with them losing 30% of their revenue, there are a lot of trades that they made this year that you would not have seen in past years.
Yeah.
The whole thing, the whole reason for that trade and other trades, these name trades, is simply because they got to find a way for teams to win, and they got to find a way to bring people back to watch the games.
Right. Well, man, we about running out of time. I wanna take a look at the NBA, man, and these devastating injuries that have taken place, man, with not only John Wall, DeMarcus Cousins, Kevin Love, Isaiah Thomas just came back from a devastating injury. And I've been saying for a long time, man, the success of any pro sports team is, can you stay healthy? And NBA, man, have taken some big falls, man. DeMarcus Cousins, man, definitely one of the great players in the game. Kevin Love, John Wall, all are out with injuries, and it's the next man up. And I tell you, the Wizards have really answered the call. Not only the next man up, but the next men up. They had 8 players in double figures last night against the Toronto Raptors, man. They had 8 players in double figures, man. So that shows you what has to happen when these star players take a bad injury.
Well, also you got to keep in mind, though, Coach, that the Wizards Here, further out in the country, people are not taking them seriously.
Okay.
And the same thing's happening with the Pacers. You've got a good bench. You've got the team is healthy. Olapondo's healthy. And for the Pacers to take 3 out of 4 against Cleveland, against supposedly, allegedly King LeBron, who is, according to Sports Illustrated, rumored to be getting ready to move west. Oh, come on! So it's about like you said, Coach. It's about staying healthy. I also say it's also called staying out of the clubs and staying out of trouble. And and like they say, Tony Dungy was the one that started that next man up with the Colts, and it's caught on in the NBA too, where coaches are not fretting about losing their stars. It's like if you've got a good bench and a good overall organization, you're going to have a good team, and that's why Washington. That's why the Wizards are hot now. It's because they've got a good, solid overall team.
Yeah, there's no doubt about that, man. They got a strong bench. They got some talent on that bench, and these guys are playing team ball. And it's amazing to watch them without John Wall, how they all, come together, man. And yeah, this has been a very learning experience for watching the Wizards basketball fans, because there's no doubt about it that Scott Brooks is doing a fantastic job. One time they were calling for his head, that he wasn't, he thought they were having some problems there with coaching, but they got the talent on that team. Coach, we've run out of time, man. Mike, I want to thank you, man. Time goes so fast, and if you want to catch up with Mike, just go to blackmeninamerica.com and read his blog. And Mike, I want to come back next time on the show. I want to talk about Jamel Hill and Sage Steele beefing on ESPN. I don't think they quite understand what's going on, but I like the way that Jamel Hill is handling it. She's letting it be. And that's another problem. We want to come back and talk about these sports talk show hosts on national television and their forms and how they are using them. Once again, Mike Ramey, thank you so much, man. Looking forward to you talking to you again real soon.
All right.
All right. All right. That's going to be it for the Legends of Inside Sports and the way we were. Remember that every black face you see is not your brother, and every white face is not your enemy. Until next time, I'm Harold Bell, and you can color me gone.